Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Battle Chef Brigade. I wanted to show the main intro video just so you can see it because it's become a factor, certainly, in the game's criticism. In the fact that the video, this intro video that plays, is just completely way better animated and has way more motion and way better audio even. And so it's important to, I think, show it off now so you can compare what the real game looks like versus that. So we're going to launch into the game immediately since there's no other way to do that. Remember, this is a game where none of the characters' mouths have ever moved. So yeah, that's maybe 30 seconds of animation, certainly, and certainly you would need a bigger budget to make the entire game look like that. Although frankly, it feels like with an intro like that, you would be more expecting a anime and a cartoon series, not a video game. There's also probably a little bit of spoilers, but I think we've seen all those characters and everything so far. But yeah, at a certain point it just becomes deceptive advertising, and really I think that this game has kind of crossed that line. When we know that the actual game has just stationary characters and visual novel appearances, and none of the characters' lips move.
I hope the kids aren't giving her too much trouble.
Like, even the backgrounds here are completely different.
What am I saying? They better watch out for her.
So we're back to this point where we are playing as the new character, or we're playing as Thrash. But you can see he has, when he walks, he basically has a single animation to move. If you look at his feet, his one foot goes back and then the character just kind of floats forward for a while, and then it kind of goes into another step animation. When they jump, there's a little bit of animation, certainly, but the characters and the creatures and the cooking and all of that is just in no way as well animated as that for 30 seconds. Nowhere close. You're talking 5 or 6 tiers away. We don't really know why Thrash is in a bedroom. I suppose it could be that this is a different bedroom and they just all look the same. The sheets are different. You can also see his head barely fits in the room. Some of these paintings in the background might mean something too. That might be different. So it was a major difficulty spike, certainly, to get the final challenge done. And now I think everybody's in the Battle Chef Brigade. Either that or time has gone backwards.
You there? You're friends with that blue orc, aren't you?
Who?
That blue orc who got in a scuffle yesterday. Instructor Razzle expelled last night.
Blue orc got expelled. So are we seeing the story now right after Stripe got expelled and we've now gone backwards? That's kind of ridiculous. Like, we're still in the storyline path of Mina. Wart. I would be surprised if Wart.
No, the small one with the yellow kerchief.
You can't mean Mina? She got expelled?
Mina is a blue orc?
Oh, yes. Left this morning.
Like, I don't think Mina is a blue orc. This guy must be really, really colorblind on top of being blind.
What happened?
Nearly chopped an elf girl's arm off. Saw it with me own eyes.
Hmm.
That doesn't sound like Mina.
Hmm.
Hey, how many fingers am I holding up?
We'll never be able to tell with you waving them about.
Hmm.
I see. Thanks for the info. I'm gonna need a more reliable source.
So it's kind of pointless here to go back and investigate Mina getting expelled when we kind of know that she gets reintroduced into the storyline. The only thing you could tell in a story like this that I could even imagine that would be interesting is if it turned out that Thrash intentionally released the cursed meat around so that Mina would have to be recalled, which that would take a lot of complicated planning to prove to me that was even a possibility. Hey Caesar, I heard through the grapevine that, but just when I got rid of that nosy girl. Hey, watch what you say. Mina's my friend. Anyway, Leonid mentioned that you've got a daughter. The boy's always running his mouth about my private life. Private being the keyword, right? So, here we have this guy, once again, not being any interesting. Now, what's weird is in the lower left-hand corner, we see jobs, but it doesn't feel like we're going to be doing jobs. At least we can't do the puzzle job right now. And I kind of question if there could be more puzzle things. We may very well just spend an hour in this chapter and an hour in the next chapter.
Welcome to our store.
Thrash, stay a spell and take a look at our wares. We've got everything you need for your competition ahead. Unless you've got a fresh cut meat, our meat experts won't sell anything else. Sell us anything else. Why not? Says you can't guarantee the quality. Apparently a lot of people are getting sick from eating monsters lately. Yikes, I'll make sure to be that careful. So now, as far as items available for purchase, we have a odd menu here that I feel like is totally different from what was available previously. Why does this look so different? And it seems like the only thing I can buy are some upgrades specific to our character, and then things that we already have unlocked, and only the things we had already unlocked. That is weird. And we have Wart. Then we have this guy. And so, if this guy is really going to be playing a big role as bad guy, then we're going to have a weird situation. I guess we just have to do the hunt and learn why this character...
She's not here. I'll see myself out.
Yeah, because he clearly has some kind of like berserk attack, and that's an interesting idea, but I don't think there's anything you can really do with it in this game, because there might be some like online competition or something that would make sense with different selectable characters. But I really can't expect us to spend the next 2 chapters just figuring out how all the other characters play to see the same story over and over again.
Wait.
Interesting.
Oh, hey, Thorn! Instructor? Got any...
That sword. Is it from your right of elements?
Oh, Polly? Yeah, he's a steelfish. Well, he was a steelfish.
So, he turned a steelfish into a sword, and the sword sometimes talks to him.
A steelfish is no small adversary. Let me see your abilities.
We had heard about a sword, but there's no actual sword even animated on the characters. It feels very similar to the character with the wings, and that really not playing any role in the story, and then her having wings half the time and not having wings. As we both know, every orc's spiritual connection to the weapons creates a bond of power. I've heard you're able to feed Pale ingredients and unleash their energies in a berserk rage. Wouldn't call it rage exactly, but yes, feeding Pele lets me gain extra physical strength for a bit. Well, let's see it then. So it says down and Y. Interesting. I can see practically that I can practically see the rage flowing through you. Again, it's inconsequential, I'm sure. Show me some carnage. So, now berserk mode. Hunt any monsters. See, this character seems to be kind of hard. Well, that was mildly impressive. You can, like, get all three of them and then go into berserk mode, which will probably only help you in fighting really big things. Was your spirit beast asleep when you slayed it? So we're getting insulted quite a bit. And you have a decently strong creature here. I just got an achievement for absorbing probably high tier food. It's something different, and we may cook different. We probably will cook different food, but this really wouldn't be the change I would want in this game. It's just a faster, easier way to collect the food. If anything, I would have preferred just a split between the hunter and the cooking section in totality. I would kind of want a sous chef or a sous hunter in particular, somebody that was particularly assigned to go out and hunt food for you, and you could level them up and give them experience, and then they would just be a character that you would kind of manage. And sure, you might still have the ability to go and get your food yourself, but ideally, if you're going to continue to limit us to about 6 minutes of battle, I need to be able to spend all 6 minutes of that behind the oven, and that would be true in real cooking, certainly, spending all of your time within your workstation, not running off collecting ingredients.
Perhaps you did earn it. The energies have a sense of humor after all.
What do you mean?
And I really don't care about the backstory of his sword.
A question for another time. You're dismissed.
And now we can do the puzzle. Or the restaurant, so let's talk to these guys.
Can you help?
Wart, are you okay? Sniff, no. I've lost twice already. If I lose again today, I have to go back home with nothing. Now, Wart was eliminated, so if we defeat him, he'll be eliminated. Hey, don't talk like that. I bet your luck's about to turn. You've got this. Really think so, Sniff? I've got this. I've got this, baby. Hey, that's the spirit. We know he was lost. He lost.
Hello.
Hey, Leonid, did you hear about Mina's expulsion? We already defeated Leonid, so I don't know why we would challenge him again. The innkeeper told me about it this morning, but I think he's seen better days, hey. Shift tried to attack Kieran, but Mina intervened. They expelled her for using weapons in town. I'm going to miss her. Poor Mina. Always trying to do the right thing. Unfortunately, just none of these characters really had enough interaction with each other for you to really feel like they are friends. Well, you could have easily had more interactions between Mina and Thrash, and then the story would make a lot more sense. Merge Kieran and Thrash as characters would be an easy way to do that.
Hey, Belchior. Got any new jobs today?
So this guy is still, at this point, working for his ambrosia design.
As a matter of fact, I believe I've discovered the missing ingredient for ambrosia. It's been eluding me since day one, but I finally pinned it down. Verskit Bezor.
So
Ugh,
it would be
sure about
weird
that?
if this
That
is going to,
will make a powerful stove cleaner.
if this is going to make us do something different than puzzles, that would be weird. He just spit the fire to light it. That is interesting. There's kind of nothing special to this though. Like, this is in no way going to be a challenge. And now we add bones. And now we add bones. Then we go back to stirring. And now we go back to stirring. We go back to stirring. This is... Yeah, it's not like you really could do anything new unless they're gonna introduce a major new concept. It almost feels like this might be some DLC type elements that they needed to make you remember how to play the game, because there'd been some time between this part and the other parts. Right. Now we need to get to 50. So the trick is to simply change that to fire and then stir.
I'm sorry we couldn't figure it out today.
We're still getting the cat sounds in the background.
Not to worry, my boy. The answer is just on the tip of my tongue. We'll have our breakthrough yet.
It's probably going to be fairly obvious too. I haven't played this game in a while. Like, this game does seem to just not catch my attention enough, so yeah, I've had fairly long breaks between these later episodes.
Yeah, how'd you know?
That slump in your shoulders. Mina came by this morning to apologize. Said she hated to quit without notice and thanked me for the position.
Quit without notice? Like, seriously? She was working day to day as a temp worker, knowing that she was only going to be around for the length of her run in the tournament. So, it would be fairly ridiculous for her to stay and continue to work at the restaurant for the entire length of the tournament after she had lost or been expelled.
It's too bad. But rules are rules.
I guess we never really got told that she had to leave the city. But it kind of felt like that was the thing.
In any case,
Like,
the best way to move on is to keep moving. Let's serve some customers.
If you say so. I'll hit the kitchen.
yeah, it kind of does seem like she was forced to leave the city. What? Oh, this is one of those puzzle things. I forgot what I was doing.
Oh, delicious.
So
Oh, thank you, dearie.
let's make sure we can do this right. Darn it. And I gotta move faster than how I am moving. faster in general.
Perfect.
Yeah, and definitely needed to put that caveat in it because this is gonna be a slow process.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's nothing new to say here though, certainly. It is just kind of the same game we had been playing, but more of it, which, in all fairness, if I was enjoying the same game, I would probably be a lot happier with that idea, but let's be honest, I wasn't.
Thanks.
Let's go ahead and see if we can get that. There does seem like there's a little bit more going on here. In the sense that we are given 4 tables there, and I'm not sure we ever had 4 tables before. And that just gave me 25 coins, which I imagine is the default, and maybe if I'd moved really, really fast I would have gotten a few more coins, but it kind of feels like it's not going to matter.
So many great talents are already gone. What makes me worthier than them?
And we're back to a point where almost everything is voice acted.
Nothing.
Yikes. Maybe you're being too gentle.
That's reality, recruit. The only difference is that you're here and they're not. Work hard in their honor.
I can handle that. Thanks, Patina.
So, yeah, did we talk here?
We've got all the...
We'd already had that conversation. So all we can really do is basic attacks do fire damage, or we can try and get higher scores. I think what we have to do is we have to go give us a purifying oven. Well, actually, I wouldn't want a purifying oven, actually. I would want something else. This is weird. We have a ethereal that matches 2 but only blue. We have an earth which matches 2 but only green. But we don't have fire. And so we'll take a cutting board. Then there's the fire pot over there. And what do we want? Same ingredient 5 times. Level 3 of each. That's too hard to do. With 3 different types of cookware. See, that might be a good one to get. And I have like 67 left. So I can kind of get this and this. And I'm just out of money at that point, and I may very well not even have enough on my loadout to equip things. Yeah, I have like nothing for the combat, which, oops on that. Serve a dish with 4 level 3 fire taste gems, 2 times red sauce, 2 basic blue ingredients, 2 times level 3 red ingredients with poison and bone, dried firefish. He has a fire quickly promote ability, and then he has a combo pan. And so I bought a bunch of pans I don't even need. And I think what we'll do is this, and this. And I think that's about all we can do. And see, we don't really have a reason why we'd want to challenge this guy, and we don't really have a reason why we'd want to challenge this guy. And it feels like if we knock out Wart, then we probably will still end up fighting those two guys just for redundancy's sake. And this does feel like this is what this is turning into, is just an excuse to have us fight the same characters a second or third time, which I could certainly see, like in a lot of anime series. For comparison, there are a lot of times where you have to have the same characters come back and be the same bad guys, or like the Batman stories. Certainly, you have the Riddler, you have the Joker. You have the same people come back with a new scheme, or just so they have more characterization and more conflicts. Where in a video game, if this was like Mortal Kombat and we were just fighting each character to get to the final boss, you'd only fight him once. Again, we don't have voice acting for this part though. And I just have like no combat abilities, and that's just really stupid. Really, really stupid. So unless something majorly changes, this is just going to be yet another challenge. This might be interesting to see what they say as far as the expulsion of Mina, but I don't think they're going to say too much of anything in this official presentation. We're just going to see Common.
From the west today. Its caress, a subtle reminder of our mortal fragility. It's on days like these that mothers close the shutters and fathers hold their children tight.
Yeah. I think you run into a problem in the idea that Iron Chef probably has 5,000 plus episodes, if I was to guess. I imagine there might not even be full backups of every Iron Chef episode because they're so frequently. It's hard to translate something like that, or that idea, into a video game and curate down so much potential content, a lot of which is very redundant and irrelevant, into a video game. And I feel like we're now running into extra overtime with these battles.
But we in the Brigade dwell in the light of hope. We revel in the world and all it has to offer. We push forward, accepting the unknown rather than fearing it.
Perhaps there could have been
Thrash's good fortune continue.
Perhaps there could have been like a unlike system in this, where you start in your first battle, you're just getting the birds, and there's only birds, and or you're just getting Karana and there's only Karana, and then eventually you discover a new creature, and that new creature starts showing up, and that way you could make sure that the player knows every single ingredient very, very well. Whereas what happened here is you were introduced to 3 different areas, and in the 3 different areas there's probably 5 or 6 different foods, but it's fairly easy, it seems like, to not ever use those foods or not really know the value of those foods. And it definitely doesn't feel like a lot of the foods are that unique.
Few can stand before his might as the benevolent
And
berserker.
it's certainly the idea of a theme ingredient would have made a lot more sense if you had more of a focus on actually cooking several different dishes with the theme ingredient, like actual Iron Chef works, instead of cooking 1 or 2 dishes with the theme ingredient, and then the theme ingredient not really even changing the dishes much.
Grand Patissier Wart.
I could see writing something like a comic book based off this idea. I think that would work well, or webcomic. Just every Sunday there's a new storyline, and there's a lot of focus on the dish and the theme ingredient. Something you could do with fairly little animation and just continuously go forward with.
I'm a baker, not a cream puff. Don't mistake me for a pushover.
That's a weird voice choice for Wart.
Presiding over this match is one of our most esteemed.
So she's gonna want Earth, I think. Oops.
Join me today in welcoming back Grand Matriarch Hasjiel, an orc who embodies this philosophy in everything.
I feel like they pronounced her name Hasgil before. I'm not sure.
Thank you, Chairman.
Instead of Hasjill.
Your prose will pair well with an herbal earth dish.
Every summer in Sandglass Bay, the proprietors of two famous eateries host a competition to test whose sauce is superior.
Again, character not moving, lips not moving. Compare this stationary visual novel depiction here that literally just has some flower effects showing up on the screen where the flower effects actually are just popping up out of nowhere. They're not even popping up from the top of the screen, and some flame effects that are looped. That is the only motion on this scene.
Both chefs use only items harvested from their personal gardens. They toil all day to achieve gustatory perfection.
This would be funny if it turned out this was a vegetarian-only dish.
The unquestioned star of these sauces is one key ingredient: Sun Hat tomato!
Okay. Sun Hat tomato.
Vive la Brigade!
Now, knowing this, my setup is terrible. Absolutely terrible. So, this guy literally doesn't have a dodge. Like, his dodge is that instead of a spin dash move. So, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and start that cooking. And we need earth. And so what can we do to get earth? We could get the king bean. That's blue. We can get more sun hat tomatoes. We get king bean. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else. We have like 3 minutes and 20 seconds now. Alright, so now we just need total bunch of that, and total bunch of that, and bunch of that, bunch of that, and that. And we'll stir. Okay. Do that.
Are you creating the recipe as you go?
Food tastes better when it's made with instinct. Well, most of the time. What's life without a little ambiguity, baby?
And see, it seems like the characters actually don't even continue to move unless you're in this area, which is weird. Egg is useless. Just need more king bean. Where did the king bean go? Got it. Okay. This. And this. And this. And I'll do that. Do we have anything more we can do? We can do that. And we can do that. We can do that. We can do that. That. And if we can manage to do that. Alright, so we've got like a 206 dish. Is this just because? Like. I mean, like, I can throw an egg in there and get a couple more points, and that's pretty much it. There's really nothing else to do. That's just like a really high scoring dish.
Thank you for your hard work, chefs.
Relatively
Let's see what the
speaking,
judges have to say about your efforts.
with me messing up quite a bit cooking fiery dishes when I was supposed to be cooking an earth dish. So it'd be really crazy if all of a sudden the game stopped cheating in my favor and this guy had like a 300 score dish, and this was way more difficult since this is back in the past, because then that would also make this implication that Mina was given a very easy challenge to join the brigade. So he made a cheap horn bristle, which I guess is like a pretzel, garnished with squeakle tentacle and sunhat tomato melon. Your interpretation of this dish is my favorite. By far, plenty of earth evenly spread throughout. So that's 239. Maybe I did need to go higher. The energies are in perfect harmony in this dish. I can taste your excitement and determination in every bite. So 239. I'm gonna win this. I made sunhat tomato gazpacho, which would be a cold soup, garnished with king bean and eggs medley. And I'm at 216. Your dish lacks a dominant presence of earth gems. What are you talking about, game? Oh shoot. Well, I may have lost. Alright. No, fortunately I just snuck by there. The fire in this dish demonstrates a keen understanding of the power of spice. Well done. This is seasoned to perfection. I could not have done better myself. Wow. That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. But what does this story matter? Like, barely beat it by 33 points. And they just wanted to use this win scenario, I guess, and use this drawing of the character? Or just open up for multiplayer. See, the idea that this game has daily puzzles and multiplayer really goes to show that they wasted their Kickstarter budget and wasted their Kickstarter money, because this definitely is a game that needed to be limited in some way, probably a single player experience, because you're going to only be able to have so many characters and meat types and foods, unless you're just going to make some kind of food text-based game that nobody would ever want to play, because you're just not going to be able to animate every kind of food that's out there and every way a food could be prepared. Like, you just have to look at something like the Cooking Mama series, which a lot of those aren't good games, but they do at least focus on cooking.
That doesn't make you a failure. Think about Lieutenant Fork. He had to compete 7 times before getting in, and now he's one of the final 3.
Well, geez, that would have been some backstory that would have made a lot more sense before we fought him.
I really wanted to be good. I wanted my family to be proud of me. I didn't want you to see me lose.
Me? Why?
Are these two related in some way?
When I was a little guy, the other kids picked on me. I'm good with my hands, but I'm clumsy in the woods and kept scaring away our prey. You look like the boy who always tripped me on purpose. I thought if I could beat you, it'd prove I'm not weak.
So it'd be funny if this turned out to be Thrash.
They made fun of me because I wasn't good at hunting. Now I know I'm not good at anything.
This is a sad sap story, but what's it got to do with anything?
Yikes. I'm sorry, Wart, but that's just not true. I've been buying buns from you every morning when there are hundreds of places I could eat. I've seen you get up early and go to the practice kitchen to make them. You're gonna make it in. It's just a matter of time.
What was he making buns with? The Corona?
Thanks, Thrash. But I need to be alone for a while.
Like... So we got Wart's spatula protects fragile taste gems for 1 extra move. Which, yeah. A lot of RPG element things, certainly.
Hello.
And seems like this is all the same story. And we've really boned it up as far as what we should have spent the money on. Clearly we should have bought this, this, and this. I guess I should have looked at my loadout first. Then he's just like, Wart is now done, so we go to the bedroom and we sleep. And that took only like...
Still no word from Ardia. If I could just hear her voice.
It only took like 42 minutes, so
This was my
less than
choice.
that.
I knew it meant time away. I have to be strong for them.
You can see he barely fits on the bed.
Ardia, Lupa, Kai. I'll be back soon.
I assume Ardia is his wife, Lupa and Kai are his children. These are all great backstory elements that should have been revealed via his interaction with Mina, not through him just thinking out loud.
Wait, that's not Ardia's handwriting.
So, this is probably the letter from Mina.
Thrash, something terrible has happened. Ardia has taken ill.
Nope. This is a completely different story. Which we really didn't wrap up the first story.
The doctors cannot find a cure, and her condition worsens every day. She does not eat. She sweats, even in cool weather. She sleeps, but does not rest. The most troubling of all is that her skin has begun to turn pink. I think it best for you to come home. Curse.
No.
So, does he leave the tournament also?
No!
Like, okay, so Thrash potentially leaves the tournament and we're not going to have any more of the story or any more battles with him. Which I guess...
Thrash, my boy, you managed to corner Fontina. Come inside and I'll give you a reward.
No, I have to leave now. Ardia is sick, and she might not have much time left.
So, unless Kieran, who is a medical cook, goes with him and saves his wife, I think the story's just going to kind of end here.
Wait, I don't mean to boast, but Belkior and I possess a wide range of medicinal knowledge. Do you know her symptoms?
Fever, refusing food, sleeping all the time, and her skin, it's turning pink.
It would be nice if every disease turned a person a different color. That would be a great indicator. Unfortunately, very few diseases or disorders or sicknesses do change people into a unique color.
I've read about this. It's Dark Realm fever, but there's never been a documented case in someone who hasn't ventured there.
Dark Realm. Now, we had heard about the Dark Realm, we'd seen absolutely nothing about it.
Due to its dangers, Brigade sorcerers sealed the Dark Realm's portals many years ago. The fever should be impossible to contract.
So I guess the portals that connect the test kitchen also could connect to the Dark Realm.
No offense, but I'll care more about how she got sick after she's cured. Where can I find the antidote?
The only known cure comes from the hearts of a Yoku. There's a problem, though.
Yoku.
The creature resides in the Dark Realm.
Then it's hopeless?
So they're gonna go to the Dark Realm, and we're potentially gonna fight a really strong group of characters, new creatures.
I beg your pardon, but not all of the portals were closed.
If this was to open a path in which we started cooking with Dark Realm meat, that might be slightly interesting, but I don't think it would change enough to keep me happy.
It's true that the sorcerers closed many of them, but the Brigade kept a few alive.
So how do I find one?
I'd like to know how they make these portals in the first place.
Speak with Thorn. She will be able to guide you there.
We'll prepare the necessary ingredients for your return. Good luck, Thrash.
I guess there is also a question that should be asked about, has Thorn been teleporting you this whole time, or have you been just traveling to where you were going to hunt? And Ziggy. So we might as well just talk to everybody.
Always a pleasure.
Thrash, are you okay? No, Audrey is really sick. I will be leaving. Yeah, as soon as I have the antidote, I can understand. Please let me know if I can help in any way. Thank you, Leonid. We fought Leonid.
We've got all the kitchenware you need.
What's the hurry? Stay a minute, browse can't. Wait, do you sell medical potions? Fresh out, thanks anyway. Is there anything new here that you could buy? You could have a health stone, a mana stone, a heart pin, which increases heart regeneration, which apparently is now a thing. Unfortunately, I just don't think you're going to have all of these items in a single playthrough. So unless there's a new game plus, you may just have to pick.
Hello.
I don't think we're going to ever fight the tourist. Although the tourist may be a bad guy in surprise. So we give an autograph.
What's this?
Thorn's scary, but she's my best chance in helping Ardia. Off to another. No, the tournament's not a priority anymore. I don't have time to battle. I want to ask good luck.
Hey.
You're nearly as pale as I am. Your spirits can talk to you ones far away. West Coast, far even? Yes, what's this about? My wife, I think she might be dying. Can they help? It doesn't work like that. She's with her though. I can feel her. Who? Her mother. She'll protect her as long as she can. Thank you, Ziggy. I don't know. You don't know what this means. Okay, so we have to do a hunt. We have to go to the Dark Realm.
Thorn!
And that might be the entirety of Thrash's experience.
Could you be any louder? Even my trophies can hear you, and they're dead.
Thorn's still a jerk.
Thorn right now, not hangover Thorn.
Speak.
I need to get to the Dark Realm and find a Yoku. Belkior said you could take me.
Has the old fart finally lost his mind?
Its hearts are the only thing that can cure my wife. She's sick. And if I lose her...
See, it looks like there might be some curtains in the background that might be portals to other areas. But also the background is just not even fully painted and drawn.
If I lose her, I'll never be whole again.
You pretty much have to assume, looking at this background in particular, if you look to the left and the right, in the top left, top right, there's absolutely nothing even drawn there. They had to have run out of time or budget or both.
I'll send you.
What? Really?
Yes, but you're likely to die. Brace yourself.
Where can I find the Yoku?
The beast only appears once enough monster blood is spilled. Not that I'd know anything about that.
Then it's time to get my hands dirty. For Ardia.
So, we are in a different area. It really just seems to be a cave. And in the cave, we see that it goes higher. High enough for like a full sky. It's kind of like a merging of all of the areas. You have sky and like, but all these creatures are just the same creatures. It's saying defeat all the monsters. Interesting. Alright, well, let's do this.
Nothing is getting hotter in here by the second.
It's the beast demonic energy coalescing.
Are we fighting demons?
Demons, monsters, there's not much difference. Keep your guard.
So if you continue to absorb the creatures, then it seems like it keeps your rage going. I'm not sure how many things you really have to absorb. Like, because a lot of these are vegetables, not creatures. So.
The Dark Realm is a twisted reflection of Victusia, not a reflection unless. We can investigate once you've made it out of their line.
Yeah, there's not a lot to say here, though. Like, it's even pointing you to areas and monsters to kill, which is interesting, I suppose. I kind of feel like the game should have probably done that in the first place then. Just saved us some time and pointed to the original ingredient.
It's here! It's less imposing than I thought.
I don't see it on screen.
The Yoku is a reflection of fallen monsters' rage. Don't underestimate it.
Alright, it's up here. Can we get up here? Alright, are these birds going to let me rebuild my rage? So, I think the idea here is that we would have had a boss battle. And then the boss battle here is just not really polished enough to feel like a real boss battle. I mean, it's a big character in the same way that the dragons are big characters.
Well done. Now come back before that Yoku's mate pulls your soul from your body.
Come again?
Interesting.
Only joking, perhaps. I'm known for my mirth.
So we're supposed to collect the hearts, and I assume not absorb the hearts. Otherwise, that would be quite the mistake to make.
I don't know how to thank you.
3 hearts, apparently.
Go. Your wife needs you.
Kieran, I brought the hearts.
Let me see them. Undamaged. Good.
So you have a earth heart, a fire heart, and a water heart, and it seems like each of them are a 3-tier 2x2 essence.
Where's Belkior? How quickly can you make the potion?
Belkior stayed up as long as he could, but his age tires him. I know this isn't what you want to hear, but the hearts must be placed in a slow cooker for 1 night in order to bring out their healing properties.
Interesting.
No, I have to leave immediately. You're the smartest person I know. Just make it faster.
If you leave now, it's without the potion. I'm sorry, but you have to wait until morning.
I'm sorry for snapping, Kieran. It's just, what if I can't make it in time?
Fortune casting is the province of the superstitious, but just this once I'm certain that will not happen. I believe in you, and I know Ardia does too.
There's nothing I can do to help you finish faster?
No, go back to the inn and get some rest. You'll need your strength for the journey tomorrow.
So, yeah, you're just like
a few more days, Ardia.
15 minutes of gameplay there.
Please don't leave me.
But I guess I kind of am happy for that, because I really wouldn't have wanted to do yet another puzzle and yet another restaurant challenge.
Are you in there? Something terrible has happened. The hearts are gone. Thieves! Bandits, I tell you!
I'm coming.
Hurry! I'll meet you back at the lab.
So now they just have us walk, even though they could have just skipped us straight to that point. And who is this guy?
What is this?
Hey you, what's with the ascot? I beg your pardon, this was a gift. That's what a bandit would say if he was trying to throw me off his tracks. Young man, I'm a brigade alchemist. You can't imagine what tomfoolery this is, but I'll call the guards unless you leave immediately. Yikes. Okay, I'm sorry. So there's an inspect.
What's this?
This is the way home. I could leave right now. No, not before I get those hearts back.
Any news? How are things?
Just more dialogue, more talk, and a whole bunch of stuff that I don't think I really need to buy.
They're really gone?
I'm afraid so.
I'll go back to the Dark Realm. We'll get new hearts.
I admire your spirit, but the Yoku can only be summoned once per lunar cycle.
There's a whole bunch of stuff here that they should have mentioned first. Like, there's no reason to say the Yoku can only be summoned once per lunar cycle. Now, they should have said that before.
But we may be able to make an antidote without them.
Why didn't you tell me that yesterday?
My lad, this is the longest of long shots, but it's all we have.
So, we're back to this. And this is just give them a 50 score. And then what are we adding here? We can add a couple fire and we can do this. And then we can stir things around so it goes like this, and then do that. Next we have nothing in greed and we have to get to an 80. So this really is just going to be a matter of caution. Do something like that. And do something like that. Do something like that. Man. I don't think there's anything saving that. This is a hassle, to say the least. Well, there's probably not a big deal doing that. That gets rid of that issue. And then probably not a big deal doing that. That gets rid of that as an issue. But I can't spin this way. So, yeah. Oh, this is stupid. This is so stupid to be doing this right now. When you're trying to solve the theft, or when you're trying to... I don't even know what you're really doing here. Let's do that. And then get rid of that, I guess. Is there any way we can pull this off without just boning this up completely? I feel like if I move this one twice, I lose. I feel like if I move this one twice, I lose. So I guess maybe I can do this. Man. I feel like I just lucked out there. That definitely didn't feel like a puzzle that was solved because I was intelligent.
Well, but I'm afraid the ingredients denatured. They can't bear the heat without the Yoku hearts.
So basically it was pointless, which is what I thought was going to happen.
Valkyr, I can't accept this is over.
You may not need to. While you were cooking, I found this. The thieves must have left it.
What are we doing?
Apprentices came in wearing this color recently. It was the same with all of them. One day they disappear, along with a piece of my research.
You think they're part of the same group?
I thought we were playing a cooking game that was a parody of Iron Chef. All of a sudden now we're playing a visual novel that is a thief mystery, potential murder mystery.
Yes.
It's like this game is just so off the rails as far as what it sold itself as. And that's not good. Like, subverting expectations as an idea. Sometimes good, sometimes interesting, in small, surprising bits, certainly. If you, for instance, kill off a main character at 2/3 of the way into the game, that can subvert expectations of them being the, being in the story all the way there. However, if you do it too much and you kill off a main character in the first couple hours, you've changed the expectations of the entirety of the game. And in this case, they've subverted my expectation as to what I was doing as a gameplay mechanic and what I would be doing as a storyline mechanic, and now I just feel like I've been tricked, frankly. I'm definitely not happy with this veering to a completely different story.
Thank you, Belkier.
Now, Thrash is wearing a red cloth. It's worth mentioning. But yeah, it does also... It's not just that I'm doing something unexpected and I'm upset because I demand games be predictable. It's that we have gone in several different paths, and those different paths have been very, very weird and unfinished. So I guess we have to talk to everybody again.
What is this?
So apparently this guy's wearing an ascot. Reset duration when you consume. 4 plus 3 mana plus 3 health. I don't even know what the Y button does. So is there anything else? Flame breath lasts longer. Heart regeneration. Would like heart regeneration. I'm gonna buy this. That feels like that's your best bet.
How are you?
Just more dialogue. More dialogue. More dialogue. I don't even really care to read this anymore. I'm so checked out of this game. So it seems like she may have given me something new. I don't know if fragile germs being protected makes sense. Then we have this character, Ezra, which we've seen her. She was in the line at the registration. So she gave me a bit of information. Apparently we could do a hunt.
Try a muffin.
We could do restaurant. We can talk to this girl in the red ascot.
Who are you?
Apparently this is a kid. Oh, are you looking for bandits, mister? Okay. Yes, that's what I said. Don't know nothing about no bandits, mister. Right, guess I'll keep looking. So, seems like the only one you can even challenge is this character. And it seems like we're gonna have to do a hunt, and it doesn't seem like we're gonna get any real opportunity to change our loadout by much. Even if we did get another 50 gold, the only thing I could really figure out is probably purchasing a really cheap upgrade here, combat upgrade. He probably would be better off if he did have double jump. I still feel like all the characters would have probably been better off if they had double jump. Well, it's been an hour, or over an hour, and that's long enough to end this recording. We are just so off the rails, and I probably won't even get around to playing this again for quite a while, because, yeah, it's hard to keep motivated playing this game as it just goes off the rails. If we look at the very top, it looks like there might be as much as 5 more battles that have to be done. I'm not sure how many of those are going to be done with Thrash, or if we're going to end up playing as a character like Ziggy, or as Kieran the Angel character, or as maybe even Wart or some other character that we have just not seen. At a certain point, I wouldn't even be surprised if we end up playing as the bad guy and we see the story from their perspective. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.